It's our position and our opinion that by majority vote we can make any records public that we care to make public unless they are excluded as secret, just like this is in the statute is enumerated as being absolutely public regardless of what we thought. In other words, if we wanted to, we couldn't restrict that portion that's set out as public record.
We want to know how many ballots were in that box when it's delivered to the county.
And they have the right to know that.
And that is what tells us that, and that's the only thing that tells us that. And that is the reason we're demanding, and we are going to open these and count them.
What all do you all want access to? Now, what are the issues? You want access to these and the county returns. I move they be given that. We'll have a little informal board meeting to draw up the minutes. And let me say this, if you gentlemen, we will hold off. If Stanley, do you vote aye on
I vote
this
aye.
thing? Now, we'll hold off in fairness and give you adequate time to enjoin us if you think we're wrong in the law.
Mr. Tyree, you all plan to seek an injunction to prevent the opening of these envelopes. Is that correct?
No, sir, that isn't true. We intend to confer with Congressman Morris and to make the decision in Lawton.
Mr. Trewick, you want to get into the envelopes in order to make your own count. A count you hope will be different than that of the county election board. If you found a difference in some county, would your purpose be to seek a recount, an official recount?
Yes, sir, that's correct. In that particular box, I definitely say we would recount that box if there's any difference. And unless we are enjoined by a court of competent jurisdiction, why, we're going to open those at 10 o'clock in the morning and make copies for our own records. And unless a man was a little worried about some changes, I don't think anyone would object to open a individual box or precinct return.
So the decision will be made tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Both of you gentlemen feel
Yes, that's true.
I feel that in the overall picture, it's a progressive program, a program that will be for the benefit of the state of Oklahoma and of the people of the state of Oklahoma. In detail, there may be some points that I might have some objection to, but not points that where there would be an overwhelming objection. In other words, if there are objections to details, I'm sure that the governor and I can work those problems out.
I was very pleased by their selection of Senator Garvin. He is interested and believes in our program, legislative program. He has an excellent reputation for leadership, honesty, and integrity, which I think are very vital. So I was quite pleased by their selection of him.
Do you think he'll be able to help get your program through the legislature?
I think he'll be of real benefit to our program, yes.
This morning you're meeting with House members. Have you anything in mind in the way of a leader for the House?
It hasn't narrowed down to any particular person or two or three people. I want to find out what their sentiments are, both as to leadership and also their ideas with reference to this program that we've offered the people in our campaign for governor.
First and foremost in my mind, and that was in my platform, was to see the loopholes in our security laws taken care of. In other words, if we have to have a complete new security laws to give people, investors in Oklahoma, the protection that they rightly deserve, that's what I want to see accomplished first. And secondly, I feel that there's been entirely too much politics in the Highway Patrol, and I would like to see a three-man commission set up with a professional law enforcement officer as the head of that patrol. I feel that we can, if we reduce the politics in the patrol, the troopers will be much more satisfied and do a better job and reduce the highway death toll here in Oklahoma.
Does Edmondson's program sound as if it agrees with your ideas a good deal?
Yes. I think that I can go along almost 100% with it.
No, I don't. I do think this, that I'm not going to go back in politics. I've always felt this way, and I made myself a promise that once I was ever defeated, I wasn't going to attempt to try and come back, because I feel the people chose you, when they choose you. Then when they are through with you, why, they dismiss you, well, then you better start looking for something else, and that's what I'm going to try and do. Right now, though, I'm going fishing, and I'm going down to Hot Springs.
George, to what do you attribute your very impressive victory over Cowboy Pink?
Well, I think, as I said before, I think mainly it's the realization of the people of Oklahoma that the office of Lieutenant Governor is important to them. We've campaigned on the level of that it was important, it was to be taken seriously, and I think that the people realize that. I think the Eisenhower's heart attack emphasized the importance of the vice presidency, and it fell over into the office of Lieutenant Governor.
Do you think that greater significance and maybe new duties will be attached to the Lieutenant Governor's job now?
Well, I would, as I've been trying to say, I'd like to make it a job instead of a position. I really would like to work at it. I think the Lieutenant Governor is designated as the second most important office in Oklahoma, and he should do something, and I want to do something constructive. I have in mind several things I would like to ask the legislature to do to make the office more important. I'm very interested in young people and youth work, and at this time I'm chairman of a legislative council committee that will study juvenile delinquency. I'd be very pleased if they would make it a permanent committee and designate the office of Lieutenant Governor as chairman. In any other way that I could be of assistance, I really want to work at it. I want to do something good and constructive for Oklahoma. I don't think it's an honorary position. Well, yes, I would like to have. I hope to prove myself in this office. Then if I do prove myself as satisfactory to the people, I would like to have a higher political